And each and every Tuesday about this time, we visit with one of our favorite people on the planet. Ladies and gentlemen, Ron the Car Guy from Westside Auto Pros is here with some tips and advice about your car that you may or may not know.
Correct. Correct.
But you will when we get done.
That's right. That's right. And we had a little teaser last week. It got kind of cool in the mornings and stuff like that. And I think this is going to be a little more popular as we go into cold weather. But we're going to talk about the key fobs.
Right. And everybody seems to have a key fob. Some really cool ones like that one.
Look at that.
Flip.
Don't bring a key to a knife fight. Okay.
All right, you win.
All right.
Okay.
Anyway.
Where does a key fob get its name? Why is it called a fob?
All right, I'll look it up.
Jason will look it up.
Jason will
for
find
me.
out the answer.
I knew it one
Origin
time and I don't
of
remember. I
fob.
can't remember everything.
And the reason you want to know what your key fob, whether or not it's functional in its proper way, I mean, be able to do all the things it can do nowadays, because it can do more than just unlock your car.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You can. Well, they got the panic button on them now that most cars have. A lot of vehicles now we can put a remote start system in. We can program it to the factory.
Right here.
Fob, just like Lou's got.
Right over
there,
here. Over here on
his switchblade key.
Yeah, there's a switch.
Why do you have a switchblade?
Right over here on the right there. You push that button there. You hit the lock, and then you hit that button, and it'll start your car.
It's running right now. I can hear it.
No, it's fine right now. You probably could if it's diesel. So, anyways, but that's some of the things you could do, especially when it's getting colder now.
Absolutely. And the other thing that you'll see too is people have probably experienced this, but sometimes your key fob will seem to work okay in the summertime. Then when it gets cold, it doesn't seem to work as well. And that's relatively common. We see that often. And what it is, it's just a simple maintenance item. Inside the key fob is a battery. And like a battery in anything else, nothing lasts forever. And so
what is the lifespan of a battery normally?
I would say probably about 2 years, depending on how much you use it, which is amazing for a small battery like this to even last that long. But it's relatively easy to service or to replace that battery. It's something that most people can do themselves. And basically, your key fob will come apart in two pieces. There's usually a little indentation on it. You can put a coin or a knife or whatever in there.
Oh, that's why you had your knife out.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't that I'm in a bad neighborhood. But anyway, you just simply pop it apart. And you'll have two halves. One half contains the transmitter and the buttons, the electronics, so to speak. And then the other half contains the battery. And we can just go in and
make sure you pay attention to which
pop
side
the battery
is up on the battery.
Exactly.
Too.
Well, and it'll show, I don't know if you can see it here, it'll show on the plastic, it'll say a plus or a minus.
Does that mean down?
Yep, and that matches up what's on the battery, the plus or the minus. But you simply pop the battery out, pop the new battery in. And then what I recommend people do is take a pencil and use the eraser part of the pencil, because on the other side are the contacts that actually touch the battery. And just take and clean those up a little bit to make sure that you have good contact on there. There's no dirt or corrosion. You'll be surprised. Sometimes you'll take these apart, even though they're sealed up. There'll be dirt in there or pop or whatever you soaked.
For those people that are older and you remember slot cars when you were growing up, what did you used to do when they weren't running right? You took a pencil and you erased on the bottom of the car and on the track.
Exactly, and maybe even bent the tabs down a little bit.
Right.
You could do the same here. It's a little fragile, but it's that simple. You just pop it back together, and there's no reprogramming or anything like that needed, because the battery failed or was weak.
Oh, so it remembers then, okay.
Yep, you just put it all back together and you should be good to go. And you can often tell when a battery's getting weak, because we've all probably seen it where you got to be within 2 feet of the car to get it to unlock, where before you used to be able to be walking out of the house or in the house and you could lock and unlock it. So that's really all the maintenance that's needed on the fob itself. And then sometimes you'll have one that doesn't work, and the question will become, is it the battery or is it something else? Well, if the battery hasn't been changed for a while, that's a good place to start. But if you do put a battery in and it's put in correctly and stuff and it doesn't work, then it's going to need to be tested. Someone's going to have to test it.
And how do you do that?
It's pretty simple. Most repair shops are going to have a simple tester. And it's just a matter of we turn the tester on. There's two types of frequencies that key fobs run off of, just depending on the particular system. So it doesn't really matter which one. But we just simply, we'll test Lou's.
Don't test yours first. And I'll see if
we'll
it's
test
different.
mine. But we can push it, and you'll see the light up and blink. And my truck's outside now, locking in really rapidly. But anyway, that tells us that it works, that the fob's good. It's generating the signal.
This looks like a Ford one.
That is a Ford.
Okay, here's a
Yep.
Chevy one. Let's see what the Chevy one does.
Same type of frequency.
Same one, okay.
Yep, RF instead of IR.
Show the camera. There you go.
Oh, I see.
You
Okay.
see it? Okay.
Gotcha.
So that's how you simply test the fob. So if you've got a system that doesn't work and the fob tests out okay, then there's probably a problem. This is the transmitter. Then there's probably a problem with the receiver or something going on in the car. And
what would you have to do in that case then?
bring it to somebody that's got the right scan tools, the right equipment to do that, which Westside Auto Pros does for all vehicles. But sometimes it's as simple as it just needs to be reprogrammed. For some reason, some cars will just forget the key fob, and we just go in and simply reprogram them, and it works again.
I've never heard that.
I don't know the rhyme or reason for that, but that's also interesting to note too. If you've lost one of your key fobs, cars come with two.
Right.
If you've lost one, don't wait until you lose the second one to replace it, because the programming for most cars, it's much easier to program a new fob if you have an existing key fob.
Would you copy it over?
Exactly, and it does that without special tools. You can usually do that. It'll either say that in the owner's manual, or you can call us.
What do they call that? Cloning?
Yeah, exactly. If you've lost both of them, we can still do it, and it's not a big hairy deal. It's just it's extra.
Just a big deal, not a hairy deal.
Yeah, not a hairy deal, just a big deal.
Big deal.
If it was a hairy deal, we'd use the knife to trim it. And then also to keep in mind on the fobs themselves, as far as the cost to replace them, some of the more common ones you can pick up for $20, $25.
Really? I always thought they were really
At the
expensive.
store or on eBay?
Well, there's a website. It's keylessride.com. And you can go there and buy key fobs. And like I said, some of the popular ones are $20, $25.
Wow.
Some of the more intricate ones can be up around $300. You get into some of them, like the one that you had there with what I call the switchblade key. That's actually they call it a channel key. That's a laser cut key.
Yeah, that's kind of goofy here.
Our lock guy does have the ability to cut these.
Oh, he
now.
does?
Yeah. That used to be kind of you had to order them off the VIN number and stuff. And that key part there is replaceable.
Oh.
As is the fob. So you could buy a fob and retain the key. That actually comes apart.
Oh, okay. So in case you get crushed or something.
Exactly. Or something.
Run over.
Yeah, or you use it for a screwdriver and break the end off or something like that.
All right.
So, but anyway, so keylessride.com is a good outlet. To look for fobs. And then the last thing I wanted to touch on is we see this quite often. The little tab here that the key ring actually goes through is broke off.
Sure.
And cars come in, they got electrical tape, duct tape, super glue, epoxy, whatever. A lot of parts stores, I know like Napa carries them, they sell replacement cases.
Oh, okay.
You just pop everything out.
Exactly. So you just buy the plastic case and you just transfer over the electronics and the battery into the new case, and you're good to go.
I have one of those. My rig has a broken one like this.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Napa will have a replacement case for that.
I'll be darned.
So you won't have to buy a whole fob.
Key fob comes from watch fob. Watch fob comes either from the Low German Fobke or the High German Fupi, both which mean pocket.
All right.
Pocket device.
Pocket device.
That's right.
I now know.
So
Now we
pocket
know.
watch.
Pocket.
Now we have pocket.
Pocket controller.
Pocket.
Awesome. Jason, you are a
Now
wealth
you
of
know.
knowledge.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
great.
The rest of the story. All right, Ron, if people want to stop by and have you help them with their electronics, what do you do?
For something like a key fob or something like this, you can just stop by Westside Auto Pros. You can find us at westsideautopros.com. I also want to toss in here tonight at the Funny Bone.
Yes.
We're having the Pitt Hopkins fundraiser. And I know the Great Day crew will be there. Ron, the car guy, and some of his wonderful staff will be there as well. There's still time to buy tickets for that. And the bargain here is the tickets are only $30, and it comes with a $25 gift certificate to Westside Auto Pros. So
You're paying $5.
yeah, $5 to see Jackie.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd pay $5 to see Jackie.
I'd do that all day long. That's a bargain.
And you never know what she's going to do on stage. Okay, so that's the surprise.
We didn't
So,
discuss this.
How about that? But Ryan, good job, man. We'll see you
All
later
right.
on tonight.
Okay,
bye.
we'll see
All right.
ya.
Get back to you.
It is 7 minutes before 7 o'clock. We'll be right back. Totally serious.